Bravo, Aiden. That's one hell of a directorial debut. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't his day.
That wasn't his debut.
I'm excited. I am very excited right
I actually
now.
want to come on the podcast for this.
Oh, geez. Don't sit next to me.
So here's the thing. I think that's really well done because it's really different. And my first thought when I watched that was like, how did that go from concept all the way through to production, all the way through to editing to release? Like, wow, he had like an idea and he followed through. And he's the son of a famous director and all this stuff. There are other guys who are also sons of famous directors and everything. And that guy is standing on his own 2 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the thing. I think Joe Dorowski is a famous director, but he's not like the world's greatest director.
I agree.
He's famous for being avant-garde and weird. I don't know if he could teach his son how to, like, hey, here's how you make a film. But I definitely think growing up in Joe Dorowski's house, you're going to grow up to be avant-garde and weird as well.
I agree.
And pick up on that visual style.
And here's the thing. I have to hand it to Adanowski for moving out of his dad's shadow. And yeah, he's standing on his own 2 feet. He's a musician, and he's making music videos.
Does he compose that music? Because that was
Yeah,
good
that's
music.
his own song.
That's his own. Yep.
I dig it, man. That was
Yep.
cool.
It's not bad, huh?
No.
Yeah. So I don't know, like
Ambient, relaxing.
like if you hadn't told me that he was the son of someone famous or whatever, I would look at that and go, wow, he has a style that's incredibly unique. That's something I've never seen before. I want to know what it was like in his head from concept all the way to release. Because I've seen other people do other stuff, and it's just like, oh, anyone I know could have done this. Like, it's cool to see someone who maybe comes from a unique background doing their own kind of unique thing that isn't in the shadow of what their dad was doing before. So I thought that was really
cool.
fucking cool, right?
That
Like, I
was
thought
really
really
cool.
dope.
That was
Adanowski.
cool. Adanowski. I follow his dad on Twitter.
Oh, do you?
He tweets a little too much.
Oh, man.
But it's interesting. It's interesting stuff. Like, it's a lot of like philosophy and like poetry and shit. Some of it's pretty wackadoo. But you're definitely right about growing up and like having being cast as a lead at the age of probably like 10 in one of your dad's movies too. What's that set like? You know,
I think it's
growing up in Mexico.
I think it's just like, you know, I think there's definitely influence from like where you're growing up, what you're doing, all that stuff. But man, he really went out and executed something very different.
See,
It's
it's
very unique.
It's got to be hard to conceptualize those ideas in your head enough to a third party, enough to your actors.
I feel the exact same way because he's
to
the
trust you.
He's the director of that.
Yeah.
I think also. Yeah, he directed it, and he starred. So you really had to trust whoever is working that camera and like that they're getting the shots that you've really envisioned and everything. Because fuck, man, that could have been blown so easy.
From a personal
Now-
experience, I've talked to people about ideas that I've had that I wanted them to help me make, and once you get deep into if it's wacky or weird at all, they kind of go, maybe I don't want to be. They got to really trust.
Now
you're
here's
going to
the
do
thing.
something.
I went
cool.
on his YouTube channel and looked at some of his other videos. This one has 500,000 views. The other ones have like 30K.
Really?
So he kinda-
how are the other ones?
They're not as ambitious as this. So I feel like he's tried kind of what you're describing. Like anybody else would do this. He's tried all that, and then this is the time he like got it right.
I'll tell you. Well, I'll also.
You know, it's easy to say like, oh, this guy's the son of Joe Dorowski, like genius runs in the family. But I say, hey, it's credit to him. He's worked hard. He's made a lot of videos that haven't had this big of a splash.
as well as getting
And
it
this one
right.
is setting it off. Yeah.
You gotta admit that there's a lot more draw because of Stoya being in this.
Yeah, and she's
I
having
think-
sex with
yeah,
it's her
Dorowski's
fucking.
son.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, you guys said that there's some music video where Stoya's naked in it.
yeah,
So
and, yeah,
I was,
exactly.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to tell you.
But
I wanted to let you experience.
Yeah, I did.
But even outside of that, man, I think that is just really. I thought that was like really well done, really ambitious, executed really well.
Yeah.
God, I thought that was like fucking. Derek showed that to us right before the podcast started, and I've been thinking about it the whole time. I thought there were so many weird shots. Why did they become cats for a scene?
Dude, it
why
was
did they do that?
homage to Michael
Because
Jackson.
because the sex was turning them into wild animals. They were like wild cats.
Just at the one part, and then they were fucking
Werecats.
canine. They were fucking canine style.
Yeah.
They were fucking canine style.
So I don't know. I thought it was very
Sensual,
cool.
guys. I dream of having a sexual session as unique and full of props is that? There's a crucifix involved there.
There was. It went into people.
Jeez.
Person.
We could leave that part out of my fantasy personally, but
Whatever. Lazy.
whatever floats your boat, though, guys. Let that freak flag fly.
Whatever, lazy. Anyways, if you didn't see the video, I hope you just listened to me describing it.
There was a
just
point
as
where
much.
it was too graphic for you to say. Eric had to step in.
I liked it.
Well, I was gonna let the crucifix in the ass just be a surprise for anybody.
No way.
who checked it out later.
Well, what about the? Wow, guys,
Where do we go from here?
words cannot
Home.
describe. Yeah, that is where we go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.